Hey, this is Dean from the Multimedia Hub, and today I will be showing you guys how to use our PV audio mixer. First of all, in back here, we have a couple different plugins. This is your power outlet, so it'll come with a power cable here, and this plugs into the wall. And then here is your USB outlet. Comes with a USB cable as well. The only time you'd be needing a USB is if you were to use this for some medium for a recording program or something like that. So it's a 6-channel mixer. You have 6 different outputs right here for whatever mics you need to plug in. And these 2 outputs right here correspond with if you were to plug the mixer into external speakers, which is very common for people who rent this out. Usually we have a couple PA speakers, so the left one would correspond with the left, right one corresponds with the right. Pretty simple. And just note, I'm just gonna go over like the main functions of it. Like for example, people never will really need to use the line inputs. But yeah, so these right here are your RCA outputs that are commonly used for usually playing music or something like that. The mixer does come with an RCA to 1/8 inch cable, so you could go like out of the RCA and plug in the 1/8 inch to like an iPod or something like that to play music. So now, as far as the actual mixing board goes, each of these correspond with whatever channel it's under. So your gain, so the main difference, so here's your monitor volume and here's your gain. The main difference between these two, think of the gain is how the sound is shaped, not as much the exact volume, but how it actually makes the sound. So like for example, with like a guitar or something, if you're plugging into a guitar amp, the volume just kind of gives you the level of how loud that type of sound is, whereas the gain really shapes what the sound is going to be like. So if you have it at 10, it's going to sound really blown out. If you have it at 1, it's going to sound really quiet. You probably want to have it more somewhere in the middle for most occurrences. Now your EQ stuff right here, you have your highs, your mids, and your lows. Highs are going to be, all those higher frequencies. Lows, all the lower, all the bass frequencies. So if you're playing like hip hop or something, you're probably going to want more lows. If you have something really bass heavy, you're probably going to want more highs, and just mess with it. It's pretty easy to just find a good solid sound. And you have your mids too, which are just your middle frequencies. Just mess with that as well. Pretty easy to find a solid sound for your situation. And as I mentioned earlier, here is the monitor volume. So this will actually just control how much output is coming out of the monitors, not as much of how the sound actually comes out. Here are your effects volumes, which correspond with the effects panel right here. And this is your main effects volume right here that goes through the entire mix. And you have, try to get closer here, you have a bunch of different little effects, like different reverbs and tape delay and shimmer and some vocal enhancers and stuff like that. So you can mess around with those if need be. And yeah, so each of these correspond with whatever you have here for the individual channels. And down here you have your pan, so if you want to pan left or if you want to pan right, that's what these are for. And down here you have your main volumes just for each channel, and up above you have your mute button, so if it's popping out then it is unmuted, if it's in then that means it's muted. And one of the main things is your master volume right here. So this will control the entire mix, and they do correspond with each different channel. So this would be your right speaker and this would be your left speaker. So generally you want to have them even. There's not usually any reason that you want to have them unbalanced unless one of them is like farther away from the other or something like that. But yeah, those are really the main functions of the mixer.